For the assignment, watch a TED Talk online on a topic that is completely new to you. Create a mind map of the speaker's lecture using only what you have understood from the video. Then ask yourself the following questions. A. How many times do I have to watch the video and why? B. At any point in the lecture, did the speaker say anything that made me doubt the trustworthiness of what he or she said? The letter C. Give the summary of the speaker's lecture in a paragraph of written text. So, the TED Talk that I chose was from the first 20 hours How to Learn Anything by Josh Kaufman. Kaufman argues that anyone can learn a new skill in just 20 hours of practice by breaking the skill down into smaller sub-skills and focusing on the most important ones first. He recommends using the Pareto principle, also known as the 80/20 rule, which states that 80% of the effects come from 20% of the causes, to identify the most important sub-skill to focus on. And then, Kaufman suggests starting with the minimum viable skill, which is the minimum level of proficiency needed to start getting value from the skill. And then, he also encourages learners to practice deliberately by focusing on specific sub-skills, giving immediate feedback, and gradually increasing the difficulty of the practice. Kaufman also emphasizes the importance of removing barriers to practice, such as procrastination, lack of motivation, and fear of failure, by setting clear goals, finding a sense of purpose, and reframing failure as a learning opportunity. And finally, Kaufman suggests that once the 20 hours of practice are complete, learners should continue to practice regularly to maintain their skill level. So that is the map of mind that I get from the speaker, Josh Kaufman, in his 20 hours learning. So how many times do I have to watch the video and why? As for me, it is recommended to watch or read a piece of content multiple times in order to fully understand it. Watching or reading something once may provide a general understanding, but multiple viewings or readings can help to solidify the information and allow for better retention. So, in regards to the talk of Josh Kaufman, I think I should watch it 2 times because Kaufman's method is simple, but I might want to re-watch or review some parts of the video or the lecture to make sure I am following all the steps correctly, which I can apply it to what I want to learn. Another thing is, I also take notes while watching the video so that it helped me understand and retain the information better. Then letter B is, at any point in the lecture, did the speaker say anything that made me doubt the trustworthiness of what he or she said? As for me, I haven't found anything that made me doubt in the talk of Kaufman. For Kaufman's method is based on research and personal experiences, and it is widely accepted by experts in the field of learning and education. He has also written books on the same topic. It's worth noting that every person has a different learning style and pace, and what works for one person may not work for another. It's always a good idea to consider different opinions and methods and find what works best for you. So now I will give you the summary of the talk of Josh Kaufman. So in his talk, Kaufman explains how anyone can learn anything in just 20 hours. He breaks down the process into 4 simple steps. That is deconstruction, sequence, selection, and stakes. This deconstruction involves breaking down the skill you want to learn into smaller, manageable chunks. And selection is about identifying the most important parts of that skill to focus on. And sequence is about organizing and planning your learning so that you can acquire the skill in the most efficient and effective way possible. And finally, stakes is about setting up a system of rewards and consequences that will keep you motivated to stick with your learning plan. So by following these 4 steps, Kaufman argues that anyone can learn anything in just 20 hours. So that is the summary of the talk of Josh Kaufman.